So yeah, it was a bunch of them. It was Supercar. There was a whole bunch of them, and the thing is, the amount of detail, attention to detail. You shows back in the same era, those black and white type shows like Buck Rogers, the original Buck Rogers shows, or uh, what's the other guy? Flash Gordon and all of those types of shows that used to come on back in the day. It has basically the same type of production value, and how many cartoons today you can say that about, or TV shows for children you could say that about. Everything is about cutting corners, cutting everything, make it cheaper. And these shows were hot. They came out, they ran their time, and there was a string of them, and I happened to get a bunch of them. I got about 4 or 5 different ones. So we're gonna be trying to see what I could get away with here, because I'm not gonna be showing a whole lot of, because these are very old. I'm sure that the copyright stuff is gone, but somebody might have grabbed it up. I don't know, but we'll be gonna be checking out. I'm gonna do a review of the first episode of Fireball XL5. Let's see if we can pull this up. But yeah, so if you guys like uh to see how old shows used to do their thing, check this out. We're gonna add the sound, but I might keep the sound low just in case, to prevent any issues. So let's go. Let's see it. Here we go. Let's see. All right. Let's start this one over. Let's turn this down. You don't want no problems. And then we're going to pop this in here. And then you can see this is old black and white. Look at the attention to detail. Now I realize these are probably all, I know I'm talking about extreme miniatures. Even this little craft over here is probably something way smaller than the puppets themselves. So these ships are probably hand size or arm length or something like that. Not even, from your hand to your elbow, something like that. But you can see the attentions to detail, all for a kid's show. And it's something that you would want your kids to watch. So we have this it's like an everyday occurrence. They go out on missions, they go inspect the area, and they have these zones that they all inspect. And XL5 handles a specific zone, and they come in and they take off. And the heroes is let me see. Here he is. I forget his name. It says it in here somewhere. Zodiac something. Steve Zodiac. That's right. His name is Steve Zodiac, and this is his I guess his next in command, because they're together throughout the whole episode practically. And so anyway, they take off a regular everyday mission, expecting the outer regions, and they launch into outer space. Look at the details. Look at the details that they take that they put into this. This really looks good. Look at that. This is good. And we used to get to watch this stuff regularly, and there's a pretty good amount of episodes. That was just it's like 5 discs, and there's like at least episodes per disc. So yeah, there's a lot of episodes in here. So yeah, this is Steve, and he's taking off, and XL5 is in space, and back at headquarters, they get an emergency stating that the there's a missile, an incoming missile, and it's headed for Earth. You see that in the back there, that's the quadrants that the space is broken up into. So, but yeah, XL5 is out, and you can see that the headquarters has gotten there's a bomb, incoming bomb headed towards Earth, and it's some kind of a planetomic bomb, because you got to remember back then everything was atomics, because that was just about the only thing we understood back then, right? So this planetomic bomb is incoming towards Earth, and they send Steve Zodiac to check it out, and that's what they do. Here's the planetomic bomb, and it's headed right towards Earth. And so this is black and white back in the day, but I'm sure a season or two later or whatever, it turns to color. Because I remember, I'm not sure if this particular show has color, but I'm pretty sure that they get colorized somewhere along the line. But this first episodes were in black and white. So this is a planetomic bomb, and they're out there, and it's aimed right towards Earth, and they're incoming. So they alert Steve Zodiac and XL5 to get out there and investigate and see what they can do. So that's what he does. He gets us going, and look at that. They have robots and everything in back then. Look at the amount of detail that they took to make this robot. And I'm telling you, everything that they did. Look at the chairs. Look at the consoles and everything. Now you got to remember, this is the '60s, so the imagination back then was kind of limited. We wasn't quite towards Star Wars back then. So, like I said, the story kind of is like a life in the day of Steve Zodiac and his crew. And this event happens, and they got to jump into action. And they're on their way to take out to investigate this bomb. Well, and here's I forget her name. Let me see if they mention her right quick. Venus. Her name is Venus, and she takes care of things around. I guess they were, for little girls, they would say that this is what you females should be doing. You got too many of these females. Well, that's not what this is about, so we're gonna leave that alone. So anyway, the woman is back there taking care of things, and he's up here piloting the ship and on his way to the location of this rocket. And they're letting them know back at headquarters that things are desperate. So Fireball launches a missile, and it blows up before it gets to the rocket, because there's some kind of radio waves or something like that the rocket gave off. So they learn that the ship is being piloted by, it's like a suicide crew, that they're meant to just crash into the Earth with this planetomic bomb and guide it in there and make sure that there's no interference. They have this crew in there that has all types of defensive mechanisms to prevent this from happening. So what happens is they send the Steve finally, I guess they finally get there. Well, maybe I skipped the part. I might have skipped it because I thought I had created playback bookmark, but when I closed the program down earlier, it kind of erased it. So didn't go through it again. So they basically fire off another bomb and take out, and using a jammer, they jam the rocket's defenses mechanisms and they blow it up. So they get to. Let me see if I can find that. No, it's too small. It's too tiny an area, and I can't show the whole thing. So yeah, you then they chilling out and heading out. They said that they tracked the location of the they tracked the trajectory of the rocket, and they found that the rocket came from this planet 46. So they're on their way to investigate with planet 46, and so she's co-piloting. Venus is in the co-pilot, and they're heading out there. And well, we got to planet 46 pretty quick. So what happens is they get to planet 46, and the nose cone separates from XL5, and they land on the planet, and they get in their scooters. Well, the planet has breathable air, so they're able to leave the in their little hovercrafts and they take off and land on the planet's surface. Well, not really land because they're hovering. See, we had hovercrafts introduced to us back in the 1960s. We had a lot of advanced thought processes. So as a little kid, you're watching basically toys acting out adventures on TV. So you were, back then there was no video games. So back you had your dolls and your action figures and all of that, and you and your family members, if you have sisters and brothers around the same ages, y'all would act out adventures that you made up because you've been watching all of these little spy shows or outer space shows or however, whatever you watched back then, because they had a lot of them. You had detective shows, all of these things. So there's all kinds of things you can actually act out as a child. Today, what do you have for children? Nothing. Nothing but superheroes. We had superheroes too, but we had a wide assortment. Talking about diversity, we had diversity amongst our children's entertainment, and this is just part of it. So we had the young adults, like children's. We had young adult type stories to the adult type fantasy adventure stories, because those Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon type stuff, those are things that adults like to watch ever since back then. So Batman and Superman, they came out in the 30s and 40s, and adults like that stuff too. They used to gather around the TV or the radio and watch those serials or listen to the serials, they called them. So they go in and find a cave, and they're talking about I think they found some diamonds. There was some diamonds somewhere in here. And then they went into this cave that they found and found that there's life here. But there's danger. There was a lava pit that there has to be crossed. See, they stumble onto the cave, and there's some kind of a pit there, bubbling earth of some kind. And there's fire. So that's a convenient way to make a nice little danger pit for a homeboy to travel. So he has to travel over this danger pit, because I don't know what to call it. I don't know if it's supposed to be lava or just hot earth or some shit. Well, lava is hot earth, essentially. So he's traveling over it. He's sweating like a motherfucker. he's sweating in bullets, man. So yeah, so he left her back there because he said, just in case something happens, you can run back to the ship, get help. So here's the bubbling earth and the fire, and he's crossing over this fire pit, and he's the ship is giving him problems because of the heat. So he finally makes it over. See, he had to travel over this thing, and there he is back out down at the end. There he is. Oh, it's freezing up on me. But this basically he gets there across to the other side, and yeah, we just stop that. We're not gonna worry about that. Oh, I think he's locked up on me now. You're gonna have to wait till it frees itself. So he makes it to the other side, and in these two glass tubes on the side here, there's a bit of a problem. And I'm experiencing that problem right now, governor. It come about, and come on, Shimon, Craig. So anyway, guys pop up out of there. These alien-looking characters pop up out of these tubes and pull guns on him, and he's ray guns, and he tries to pop a wheelie, and he tries to pop a wheelie and hit them with his blast from the front of his little hovercraft, but it seems to not work, right? And he has to, they blast him with I think what they call a coma beam, a coma ray. So, let me see if I could fix this, or do I have to restart it? Let's see if I could restore it. Restore the problem, baby. Yeah, we got issues. Let's see. Close this out, and we'll come right back to it, baby. Yeah, we'll come right back to that. Sorry about it. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. Hold on, let me see if we still live. Yeah, we still live. All right. So, okay. Let's get back in there. That was just a little intermission. We got to get back in. Okay, let me check this list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 episodes on the first disc. That's real good. Okay, let's get this queued up. Here's by a chair. Yeah. So, okay, let's get back in here. Yeah, buddy. Let's get back to this sharing. It's caring, y'all. All right. Sharing is caring. All right, so he gets across in his ship, his little hovercraft, and you can see here that he lands and he gets boo. They trap him. They set his ass up, and he tries to blast him with his ray, but it doesn't work. These glass tubes must have shielded him or something. I don't know. They didn't explain that, but he gets blasted with the beam and gets knocked the fuck out. So he's out cold, and she makes a run for it. So she's racing through this cave trying to get away, and these little rods come out of the wall at the entrance of the cave exit entrance. See, it comes out, and when they come together, they create a spark and blast her ass back. And she falls back and she gets captured. You see? Dun, dun, dun. And that's what happens. There's adventure and intrigue. So we're back in the headquarters of this diabolical I forget what these guys are called. The undergroundians, subterraneans, I think it's called. They call it subterraneans. So these are the subterraneans, and they have Steve Zodiac captive, and they're revealing their diabolical plan to him. That what they're doing is they're gonna send a second, because now that they've captured him, they force him to tell XL5 to land in the spot of their designation, to land the ship in a location that they designate, so that they can rendezvous, right? So that's what he does. They force him because they said that they're gonna release the girl if he does what they say. So he does what he said. They calls up XL5, and he tells them, they see that's the second bomb. That's another one of those planetomic bombs, right? So he says that if you don't do what I say, the girl is gonna get blown up in the bomb. Because the girl is in the bomb, and that she's gonna get taken out. So he calls XL5 and tells them to land the ship where tells them, and they go and they land the ship, and just when he does that, he's telling them right there to land the ship. So that's what they do. They go and they land the ship. See, they got robots. Look at all of this shit. Look at the details that they. You remember, this is the '60s. It might not look like a lot of details to you, but this is pretty good. A lot of details for spaceships of the '60s and the space shows of the '60s. Yeah, this is pretty good detailing. And then XL5 comes, and this is without the nose cone, comes and lands here at the designated spot. And what happens is they start sinking into the dirt. And that was the plan, to incapacitate XL5 so they can't stop the second planetary bomb. So it's sinking in the dirt, and he tells them that they're gonna die. The girl's gonna die. And Steve, you're gonna die. Everybody's gonna die. So he's like, oh no, you lying planetarians, subterraneans. And so the subterraneans is busy at work, making sure that everything is operational and going the way they want. And there's the second planetary bomb with the girl and a subterranean is inside, and the XL5 is sinking, so everybody's kind of their gravitation is all set off, so they're trying to hold on for dear life as the ship is tilting. I guess they did it the wrong way, because the ship is tilting actually the opposite way from the outside, and it's going back this way on the inside. So that's kind of like a little bit of continuity is fucked up there. So let's see what happens here. I kind of skipped the part. Okay, here it is. While the subterraneans is busy at work, Steve Zodiac sneaks over to his hover bike, and he, in this secret compartment, he has a piece. He got himself a stash gat. So while these dudes is over here with their back turned, Steve grabs his piece and turns the tables on these fools, right? So he blasts them with his gat. He lets them have it. See, he said they bragging, and then he lets them all have it. He just bangs them all right quick. So he grabs up the subterranean, puts him on his bike. The subterranean leader. He grabs up the subterranean leader, throws him on his bike, because everybody in XL5 is panicking still. So he grabs up the subterranean, he throws him on the back of his bike, and he heads for the nose cone, because that's the only way that he can get the ship out of there to get the nose cone that operates the full capacity of the thrusters and all of that. So Steve Zodiac heads the fuck up on out of there by busting through the glass, and he brings the ship in and reconnects just in time before everything. He gets to the nose cone, and here's a bit of continuity. He fucks up the continuity. They fuck up the continuity. You can see right here, Steve arriving. Oops, going the wrong way. Steve is arriving here, but you can see right here, there's no subterranean on the bike, the back of this bike. So the continuity is a little messed up. So this is probably about an inch big or something like that. So you can see why they wouldn't. They say if you do it, they won't pay attention. These are just kids. But I'm an adult, and I recognize the continuity. Fuck up. So anyway, what happens? Okay, get out of the way. What's this? Oh, you gotta close this. Okay, this thing is fucking up my programming. Okay. Hold on. All right, get the fuck out. Fuck out. Okay, fucking up my recording, man. Move that shit. There you go. So he comes in, lands into the ship, bringing the subterranean, and then he blasts off to help get his chick. Got to free his girl from this planet, a planetomic bomb that's coming to blow Earth up and take his girl Venus out with him. So he races back to the XL5 ship and reconnects the nose cone just in time before the crew sinks underneath. See, he's reconnecting the nose cone now. Got that nose cone. Come on, baby. Come on, Craig. Don't do this to me again. Don't do this to me again. We almost finished. There you go. So he connects and boom, they blast off. And he's back on the move. They back on the move. They chasing behind that planetary bomb, and they got the bad guy leader here, and just how he made Steve call up XL5 and tell them to land the ship in their designated area so that it could fall into a trap. They have the commander, and they force him to tell this guy to abandon the mission, to leave the ship, and release the girl, all of that good shit. So see, they got him right here. He's spilling it now. He's like, yeah, get in there. You gotta leave your shit and and everything up to us. You see the strings? See the strings? We knew it was puppets, man. And I'm telling you, I started making my ragmen and puppets, and we used to make puppets out of everything. Uh, spools from toilet tissue rolls, wood, anything you can get your hands on. We used to make them back in the days, man. So this type of stuff, look at the details that they use, and some of this stuff is just, hey, look at this, is just coiled string up in here in his crown, and you see it on some of the other characters too. So yeah, there's so many things that I learned to do, because I said, yo, this is just, you could use anything to make puppets. Oh yeah, right here, she's giving him a oxygen pill. She's giving him an oxygen pill so that they can exist out in outer space without air. They can survive out in outer space without air. So they made sure they took care of that continuity. So he's taking his oxygen pill just right here, and now they're getting ready to go out. He's getting ready to, and then they launch out into outer space to abandon the ship. And he's jumping out there to go get them, because they're floating out there in outer space like a couple of assholes. So Steve shoots up out of there too. He heads up out of there, and he's in outer space, tethered to the ship, and they go get him. And while he's doing that, XL5 is he's launching missiles to take out this ship, the bomb. There's XL5 launching another missile to make sure that ship gets taken out before it hits Earth. And Steve is on the way to grab up these kids. And let me see if I can find the boom. Let's find the boom. Find the boom. Might as well find the ending. It's not the same without the big kaboom. So let's see if this is gonna, how long this is gonna hamstring me. If it's gonna, here we go. Yeah, it's gonna hamstring me. It's gonna hamstring me. But it's trying to work its way out. There it is. Boom! There's the kaboom. You seen it for yourself? Let's see that again. Let's see that again. See, that's the missile, and he's on his way out to them, and he's about to launch the missile. There it goes, and it takes out a planet atomic bomb, and they see the light from the explosion, and he reels them in, and that's basically it. They close it out with this, and that's it. That's the end of the first episode of Planet XL, is of Fireball XL5. So yeah, this is something that we're gonna be doing regularly with some of these old shows. I'm gonna be bringing to y'all the Little Rascals and some of these old cartoons. And like Johnny Quest, when as soon as I find my, I've been looking for this shit for a minute. I think somebody might have got me. I gotta check out all of the places I got my videos and shit, because I've been looking for my Johnny Quest, and it should be right here. So anyway, yeah, let's get up on out of here. So you seen, that's the first episode of Fireball, and yeah, how do y'all think y'all like that one? Yeah. So yeah, that's what old shows like that was. they wasn't all dramatic as much as you might see in a movie or something like that, but they gave you that adventure. They gave you that ride. And the shows today, they don't do that. Tell me something. Why is it okay that the children from my era got to experience all of these adventures, and the children of our era is kind of like left behind? What happened? How come we gave up on our children? We give up on our children. We giving up on them now. Being that the review is over, I could say what I want. So yeah, there's a I can't understand why we abandon our kids. We've abandoned them. We don't give them the stuff to stimulate brain power or desire. Um, there's no way a child can become a gamer, or I mean, well, he can become a gamer, but he can't become a game programmer until he goes to school and graduates. I'm talking about something when you're a child. Outside of that, like I got drawing and art from watching TV shows like this, and puppet making, and now to my ragman. Um, and this is the type of stuff. Let me show you my ragman, just so that you know. Let me see. I could find this. We have a video. Let's go to the video. Okay. We'll just go down this list and we'll find. Okay. Might as well show y'all. There's no reason to hide. All righty then. Here we go. We're gonna put this sound on, and then we're going to show you Goddamn Comics. This is my channel, Goddamned Comics. You see, GODDOMNED, Goddamned. It's like goddamned, but I lost a subscriber. It was 16. I don't know if that's YouTube or somebody said, fuck this channel. Don't fuck this channel. Bless this channel. Please. Okay, here's Ragman. The birth of the living statue. Now this is going to be a
Hello, everybody. This is the Monstrositous one.
now
And I'm back here to show y'all a couple of my
this is
toys
some of the
when
stuff
I was
that
a kid.
that came from watching
Stuff
TV
that I
shows
made.
like this.
You could buy them real
These
cheap.
are small. These
like
are
bags
types of toys that I used to play with from the corner store. Used to buy bags of toys,
It has like
cowboys and Indians.
with cowboys and Indians on them.
You see,
And you can just play cowboys and Indians. You can see this one is
this one I had the Lone Ranger, and this was the horse.
I had the Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger and Tonto. This was the Tonto's horse.
I think I did, but
and you can
broke
see
and I lost it
the legs
years
were
ago, so I don't
posable.
know where that is, but you can see even the hoofs. Man, so
And from doing these, and back when I was a kid, you didn't. I used to make wire men. You see,
a lot of videos where
so these types of things I seen wire men being made today on online, and they're making these wire figures for what do they call these for the frameworks of armatures, they call them armatures. So these are armatures of for clay figures or something that people are making. The problem is with making these types of armatures, when you bend the wire breaks. So eventually they break. And I've realized that as a kid, that when you make these things, that you can't really move them a lot, because if you move them a lot, you got to bend a certain, you got to be bending them in the joints. And when you bend them in a certain location a lot, that location breaks. So that's what happens, and that's what. But I found a new thing that I'm going to. I'm messing with. I've just been taking the time off for fucking with it because I got
back in
my
9, 10.
I got my
And
mic that I'm working on. Mic takes a lot more work to get completed and done, because I have to design, I have to create stories, I have to design plot lines, and have all of these types of different things, such as um, foreshortening, or not foreshortening, but foreshadowing, and cliffhangers, and all of these things you have to plan for, and character designs up the ass. That's hard. It gets hard. Maybe at first it's easy, but uh, people tend to become limited in their thought processes, so you wind up repeating yourself in how you start designing characters, and before you know it, you got characters that have similar designs, or you start ripping off other character designs from other people. And I'm trying to keep it original as possible. So
and I would take these and make smaller ones and use yarn to wrap around them, and you could see that when
you can see that my creativity, I didn't care, man. I would do whatever I had to do
about that.
to make
So
something
this is
that
one
I.
of the bigger ones, the bigger, thicker wire, and this is an adversary that I made to go up against him. And this is one of the weapons that I used to make when I was a child. That's made out of lollipop sticks or popsicle sticks, not lollipop, popsicle sticks, or tongue depressors. Tongue depressors. So yeah, I would get a branch outside and make the yeah, and this is what I plan on doing for my ragman. Speaking of which, uh,
Yeah, you can see here, I used to make characters out of string.
I used to have them
You
running
can
all
see
over
how
the
dirty it
place,
is. There's clay all over the place, all over the floor. They've never been really
washed,
washed.
flopping them around in fights.
But you can
Give away
see
some of my technique for the.
this is where I went with it. These and I got it out of this book. Let me see if they have. Did I show the book? Did I show the book? No, I don't think I showed the book this time. No, I didn't show the book. But you can see this is the birth of my ragman. This is how I started out. Basic designs, nothing. He's really floppy, big head, but that's the simple. You just had to tie some string in certain spots and put some clothes on them, and you can see the patterns on this material. This is old '60s patterns, and that my mother used to collect. And this is some kind of nylon or something like rayon. But my mother had a lot of, because she used to make her own clothes back in the days, and people had their own sewing machines and bags full of patterns and materials. I still got a bag full of old material in the house from when back in the '60s. So I'm gonna see if I can use it to make clothes and stuff. Even if it's gonna be all of this psychedelic, groovy shit from back in the '60s. I can see if I could make. I think there's some of it that can be salvaged to make coats and stuff like that. So anyway,
What I'm about to show. For the ragmen that I've been working on, and
This
this is
is
the
the
next
first
evolution.
version. This is the first
And I made
evolution.
these when I was a little kid, like I said, around 9 to 10, 11, maybe 12. I doubt it because I was getting more into drawing and creating stuff. But this I made.
This I made like about 15, 20 years ago. I was making it for my niece, and it just wasn't coming out the way I was expecting it. And I didn't have the material for her clothes. I wanted to get some spandex, and she was supposed to have breasts, but the breast wasn't coming out right. That's another problem I'm going to have. I want to be able to make the breast out of one piece of material so that there's not a bunch of seams. See, if you notice, there's no seams on this thing. And that's what I'm trying to create. There's a seam right here at the collarbone, but you can see it's hardly visible. Even in person, you can see it, but you could really blend it in pretty good. And that's what I want to try to do. I want to make the seams kind of blend in so that the seam is underneath the arm and down the side. So as long as the arms is down the side or he's got clothes on, you barely see it. And if I put it into the musculature, like in the seam where the lats come together, where the lat and the rib cage come together, where those fingers, if I put the seam in there, in those muscle indentations, it'll kind of melt away, right? Or become part of the landscape, kind of, as you might say. So anyway, this was the origins of my ideas for creating these ragmen. I always called them ragmen, but I'm moving it over to these larger ones because you can see the heads are tiny. And I intend to make hair just like this, have the hair coming out of the scalp. And
About maybe 20 years ago,
yeah, so
15, around 15, 12 to 15 years back, maybe 10, somewhere around there. I know my niece wasn't, she was around.
What I did in making this, this one gave me the ideas because I saw that how I was moving it, when I was moving the arms around, the back, even though there was nothing, like I didn't put any bones or anything like that inside. It was just a cloth figure, basically, for the most part. Let me see if I could show you that. Yeah, here it is. Here it is.
The idea for making the bigger one.
See that right there? That's what made me have the idea. I said, man, what if I made these bigger and I put a skeleton inside? So ever since that idea, so I'm thinking about if I have the scapula, the shoulder blade in there, what can I create? And how you could all see some of the musculature. You could see with that folding, you could see some of the creasing here, the lat muscle here, coming here, because I put some tacks in there with the material. You can see there's a little bit of tack, a thread there, tack thread there, and it's kind of creating this effect of muscles, like how the muscles move or lie on the body. So I'm scheming and I'm thinking, damn, what if I made this bigger? Even here where the traps come up to the shoulder, I'm seeing this stuff. And I'm like, what if I make this bigger? And I put some effort into this, man. This could be a badass character, creation of mine. And this all stems from when I was younger, making different types of characters. And I'm not gonna say dolls because I didn't fucking play with dolls. Ragmen. So this is my ragman evolution. And like I said, about 20 something years ago, I got the idea to make this, and this spawned the idea what if I made them bigger? But I never tried. I never thought about it until about 2015, somewhere around there, 2014, 2015. Because my mom's was fully functional practically back then. We was talking, and I started making smaller skulls, a little bit bigger than this head, right? And then I seen that it wasn't going to work because I just made the top of the skull, and I was making the eye socket and was trying to connect it to the teeth. And I said, daggone, this is too small. I'm not going to be able to get this done. Not only that, there's too many pieces. The skull is broken down into 3 or 4 pieces. No, it has to be one solid piece, because you're going to be grabbing that head and turning it, and you don't need all of those pieces shifting and twisting. And so it has to be one solid piece. So what I did was come up with a way of making a skull made out of one solid piece. Well, not one solid piece, but
it's the desire to create.
So that's what I did. I created this. You can see the material. It's all folded up,
a lot bigger,
and you can see the size of the skull is a lot bigger, and it's hard, and it's the shape of a skull. The way I did it is I pulled this shit down and pushed it back and held it and kind of tied it back so that everything stayed in position, and let it dry several days until it got this shape. And then I still was kind of moist. So I had to let it dry for like a week or two before it was totally cured all the way through, and it got kind of hard. And this is but these, the first ones I did was made out of caulking and glue. These were made out of 100% silicone caulk and glue, and 100% silicone is softer. So it works because it's still kind of firm. It's going to do the job, but it's softer than it's more like what I originally intended. I wanted it to be kind of soft. I didn't want it to be hard so that you have this hard skull. But then after I made my first couple, 2 or 3, I saw that that's exactly the way I wanted it. I didn't want it to be bending at all or caving in, even though I'm going to wind up filling the skull. So that's going to be a difficult task anyway. But the 100% silicone leaves it a little bit more softer, more cushy. But it's still extremely firm. There's like 6 layers of material here, and yeah, I just kept putting one layer over the top of the other, one behind the other. Let it 2 or 3 kind of dry for a little bit as I'm molding, and then I start it again until I get the layers and the thickness that I want, and then I tie it back and tie it flat so that the face is flat, because that's what I'm more.
Somewhere around there for the first. Then they're gonna get bigger. The women might be smaller, 20 inches, because
Hold on. Yeah, I'm talking about the size. You can see the material texture right there. So yeah, this is, and you can see some pilling of the glue, and that's all cleaned off now because it's fully dried. And well, it might not be, because this is fully dried by the time I grabbed this up anyway, by the time I made this video. But I haven't been really messing with it, and I want it to be, and that's because I think I can make more money at the time. And when I should have kept going with this, because I think that if I would have finished this by now, and I wouldn't be struggling, I could struggle with the drawing and the writing. It's a bigger process to draw and write a comic book. But this, I'm trying to get the process down to within a month so that I can have them completed within a month, at least one a month. So, and I think that I can do that. And I should have finished it. It's just getting through the elbows, how I'm going to make the elbows, how I'm going to make the joints. I got the shoulders, and I think I have the elbows done. But I have to actually put it together and put the coating, the musculature and everything over it to see that everything is working the way it's supposed to do, that the arm can fold. You can fold your arm all the way with the material there. So everything has to be worked out first, and I have to actually put it into to I have to build it. I have to actually build it and cover it, and it's not going to get covered until after, and that's the problem. I'm not going to know if it works until after I get the musculature all connected. So I know I have to leave some space so that the forearm can bend up towards the bicep. And that's going to be that problem. And making sure all of that, none of the material like is in the way, that the material is not causing an issue and preventing the arm from folding. So these are the things that I have to think before I build it. I have to build it over and over. I've built this thing several times, and then when I get to the different areas where I know there's going to be issues, I have to build that over and over. Every part of it has to be built over and over again.
For my new ragman, a lot bigger. They're probably going to be close to 20, 22 inches tall, somewhere around there for the first. Then they're going to get bigger.
See, in this, I'm figuring out, trying to, now after I've made these, I'm trying to figure out a way where I can make this all in one so that the teeth are all inside this thing, all in one shot. But it's hard to, because you need to still move this thing around and flex things, and you have to make sure that the teeth are in the perfect position before you go move on to the next step. So that's my issue. I haven't perfected the skull making process yet. Well, the skulls aren't really that issue. It's everything else, making the eye sockets, making the teeth, connecting the jaw, and connecting the skull to the spine. All of that. That's what I already know what I'm going to do with I already got the connecting the skull part, because it's here. It's here. Wait, it's here. See, this is one of the original skulls with the teeth connected. See, I have to bring more material. This one was one of the first skulls. You can see it's different. It has more white because I use the cork. It's not the silicone. It's not the silicone and cork. It's just the cork. And that's more rubbery. So that white, all of that white you're seeing is the cork. And then this yellowing is the glue. So that I put around here to make sure that the teeth don't move. So I sewed it in and kind of glued it, and then I'm supposed to bring some more layers of material over the top and glue that some more so that the teeth are really secured. And then on the back, I have some attachments to the skull to make sure that the teeth don't move or remains really secured. And then when I fill in the skull, it's going to be a layer of glue at the back, making sure that the back of the teeth are glued solid. So I'm trying to make everything secured, secured, secured. So yeah, here's what I've done with the.
How I can have
See, this is eyebrows.
emoting, you know.
I'm trying to work so I has the eyebrows moving.
And have him emoting. You know, it's probably harder to see for you guys. But
so this is manipulating the eyebrows.
now he looks angry.
You see? So I'm gonna be. He's gonna be. Yes, that's what I'm trying to pull off. I'm trying to pull off something that's never been done in a homemade, handmade fashion. So this is something that I'm doing. This is something that I'm doing, and I'm the only one I've seen doing this.
See, you can't see it because it's a unibrow, but you can put.
So, and this all came from watching TV shows like, you see, this is how I put the teeth in.
Like this.
This is one of the first skulls. This is one of the better made ones because the shape of the skull just came out really well. Look at the shape of this motherfucker. I think this is one of the big boys that I'm going to make. It's going to be made. I'm going to use the skull to make my big guys. One of my first big super muscle bound dude, hulking muscles. See, I think he's going to be, I'm going to use this skull. And because I just like the way it came out. It's so smooth all the way around. It just came out really well. Let me see if I can back it up just a teeny bit to where, yeah, here it is.
I showed you all this before.
It came out really well. Make him into a monster or some kind of big buff, some kind of like a Thanos or something like that. Some kind of a Thanos or Apocalypse or some kind of a character like that. That's what I'm thinking. So these are all stem from me watching these types of programs. And I know that I can build it. It's my first time building something like this. So here we're going to move a little forward, and I'm going to show you that I'm already attached the skull to the spine. And here is where I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to be attaching the pectoral muscles. You can see the shoulder muscles is laid right on here like this. The trap muscles will connect right to the neck, right here, and then the pectorals have to connect to the right here and be able to allow the arm to raise up because the collarbone and the shoulder raise. So I need that not to hold that down once I connect the musculature to the arm right here. So all of that has to be taken because I want the pectorals to move when his arms move, when you move his arms around. So that's what I'm doing here. This is one of the first ones. Seen the other one had teeth, and this one is the second one, and there's a third and a fourth one. But one of them I might not be able to use because I moved too quick with that one, and I glued a lot of stuff inside, and I shouldn't have. And I believe that's going to cause me problems. So, yeah. So I might have to tear shit out, and I don't want to destroy it in order to repair it. So I don't know. I'm going to see what I'm going to do with that one. I'm going to try to find a way to repair it without tearing shit out. Maybe I could connect something and make it work just as good the way it is. But that one is one that came out the best so far. That's the one with the eyebrows that I was showing y'all. But I couldn't show you how I did it because it would give away too much. So, yeah. So anyway, that's what I intend. I want to make these guys, and I want to make them so that I can make them have individual fingers, toes, teeth, mouth opens, their lips move. You can pull their tongue out and stick his tongue out at people, eyebrows, closing eyelids, all of this. And when I get this done, that's going to be the shit. So check this out. Check it out, man. This is where I use the skull. I'm explaining how I use the skull to measure the whole, the body. The 8 skulls, all of that. 8 skulls, 12 skulls system. So, yeah, go watch the video. You can see me manipulating and how it you see these realistic dolls or these
2 inches tall, and this is what it took me so long. I needed to, cause you see some of those Sylvester Stallone and the mini ones that's so
you
like
see
about
these are all using silicone and they have a metal frame underneath them, a ball and socket. But see, after a while, this silicone is gonna get hard and start breaking and cracking and tearing. Mines will never do that. Never. Mines will never do that. And it's that's why it's so much worth it, because it's going to be seriously well made. I'm going to have hairstyles. I'm going to use hairspray and stuff like that to create hairstyles. And all of these things are going to be right there. Got the Arnold one. See, this is the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Uh, what do they call the I forget what they called. What kind of action figures? And these are expensive. I think they cost like $100 or something like that to get one of these. But mine will be far more expensive because they'll be more larger, and they'll take a lot more effort to make, and they'll do what no other character can do, because they're gonna actually have shoulder blades, and the pectoral muscles will distend, will stretch and pull back, and all of that, and you're gonna be able to actually witness muscle crunching and all of that stuff. So I will complete this.
still the same.
I'm deciding that I'm not going to be working on Might every single day that I get the opportunity. I'm going to set aside one day a week to continue working on this, because it needs to get to the next stages. Where I'm stopped right now is at the elbows. I have to make the elbow joints. The elbow joints are going to be similar to the knee joints because they don't rotate like the shoulders and the hips. So they're going to be like, just can only bend one direction. And so the elbows, the knees, and the ankles should be easy. I hope, because it's a little spot, a little area that I have to work in. So I'm hoping that it'll be easy. But yeah, I'm hoping so, because I there's a lot of things that I've been researching, all of these different toys and things, and and the statues, the actual statues that you get from sideshow and that sort of thing, and those statues run a good $1,000, right? But those are the thicknesses that I'm looking for in the joint, in the wrists areas. So that helps me gauge the size of my wrists, or how big my forearm should be, the musculature when I on the sizes. So when paying attention to how they build their statues, even though they're not movable, it will allow me to gauge the sizes of my joints, like the wrists and the elbows. So it'll allow me to expand on the size of my musculature, because the thickness of my musculature, the arms around the diameter of my arms, will allow me to make a bigger joint. So being that this character is going to be the first, he's going to be of average size and average height and average mass. So I don't want him to be all bulked out. But everything else after that are going to look like superheroes. They're going to look like superhero muscles, super buffed out and bigger. I want to make Thanos type characters. I want to make Dark Side looking type characters. I want to make those kinds. I want to make Superman, Batman looking type characters. I'm not going to have too many regular looking Joes, but that's really going to be up to you guys, because really the way that I want to build this website when I get it up is that I want to allow y'all to give me the specs, the hair color. If you want him to look monstrous in some kind, you want horns out of his face, bones and stuff like that. You know, all of these little details. Especially after when I get good at doing it. I intend on having horns coming out of their face, head. One of these characters is going to have horns coming out of his head. And that's what I want. I want to have these different types of looks and different types of creatures. First, I'm going to work on human faces, and then I'm going to work on more demonic looking faces, and then I'm going to make sure I go all out for the monstrous looking faces. So yeah, I want to be able to do all of it. But for the main thing is going to be a lot letting people like make these characters. They'll be like alter egos. You can. That's why I call them ragmen. They call roughnecks and gangsters, so that you can have one and have, depending on what outfit you put on him, you can have a bad guy or a good guy. So he can be a roughneck or he can be a gangster. So roughnecks are the cool dudes, the good guys, and the gangsters are the bad guys. So yeah, you got
ball and clamp technique, sort of.
yeah. There's a ball and clamp technique that that they're showing how they made King Kong back in the days, back in the 40s. This ball and clamp technique, and that ball and clamp technique is the same thing that they use on those Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger joints. And mine does not use that technique. So you don't have to worry. It won't be ripping through the material. Well, like some things can wear through after a while, but that'll be many years, because you can see I've had this this figure right here, this brown doll ragman, this brown ragman right here. He's been one of my first ones created, and the only hole that's been in his face for a long time. That's the only real damage that he's taken over the years, and that's from an old sock that I was using when I was a kid, and I asked my mom if I could turn it into a rag man. So, and she said, yeah, so I did it. And all of these years, that's the only damage. So that's what I'm saying is these boys are going to last as long as you don't rub their elbows up against and their knees a lot. And I'm going to have like knee guards, and you're going to have pants and things on like that. So that should not happen. So, yeah. Yeah, man. So let me do some shilling for Comics Gate. Let's see what we can sell. We can sell. Let's go to CG Tracker and see what we can do. I was looking at some of the comic books, and man, I hope I could do better than this. I do not want to be down here in the meager leagues, because these are the meager leagues. But if I can get the right eyes on, I believe that I can. Agent Solo. Wow, this is really low. 1,000. I'm trying to see if there's anything down here that Napalm Brothers. If I've heard of any of these advertised before. Trial by Fire. Oh, these are the bad ones. Ooh. Yeah, I do not want to get stuck down here. Ooh, buddy. Oh, he got the $65 Challenger. He was on John Malin. Yeah, this guy was on John Malin, and I'm surprised he got the 65. Well, at that time, he didn't get too many sales at the time. That's why I was surprised. He didn't get too many sales when John Malin sold, but it's just probably because of John Malin that he got this. Scoofanoid Mark. I haven't heard of any of these guys. Tyler, exclusive cover. Tyler Kirkman, really? I'm shocked. Oh, his final boss is over. Okay. Okay. I don't know what to do then. Exclusive cover is closed out. So that's that. Let's go back to this. I wanted to see the cover, what it looked like. What it looked like. Oh, there it be. Hold on, let's see if they show it. Well, it's not bad. Why I check shit out like that is to see how they ink theirs, so that I can check it out and see what this guy's on the market selling. And this looks pretty good. The artwork, I'm not mad at it, This looks pretty good. Let's see how much you got. 600, 14 backers. Well, Tyler Kirkman. See, this is why I'm afraid of, but I do believe they did pretty good. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe he did pretty good. Tin Soldier. Final Boss. Let's check out the other one. He has 2 campaigns. We can check it out right here. Let's see what the other campaign did. The original one. It won't let me go to the first campaign. Let's see. It won't let me go to his campaigns. Oh, here it is. That's why. See, that's me not knowing shit. Tin Soldier, Final Boss. It's only 2, so which one is what? Which one is the first one and which one is the second one? Exclusive cover. This is the first one, so let's check out this. Relentless Tin Soldier. He got 2,000. I thought he did a Final Boss. I know there was a Final Boss. Hold, let's go back to CT Tracker. There's a file. There is one way up here somewhere. I know. I just got finished seeing it. I was going to take a look at it. It's way up here in the 20s, if I'm not mistaken, because EVS was promoting it. And I know it did better than Tyler Kirkman's Final Boss. Somewhere right around here. Pretty sure. See, this is the type of thing I used to do with my Bible. When I was looking for names, I said, hey, I think I wrote this name down already. Let me check. Here it is. 60. He made good money. He made good money, baby. He did good numbers. So I don't know what that other shit was. Oh, yeah, this is sweet. Who's this? This is David Finch? Wow. David Finch hit him more. Yeah, if I would have seen the shoulder up close and the stomach, yeah, that's David Finch. See, it just takes a simple stance, man, and the right atmosphere. I gotta learn how to do this. See, they put some lines, several lines. I see he does his. He's not really caring. I'm gonna get it. I'll get it one day. I'll get it one day. It's not. We'll have to try out my way first, though. This kid looks crazy. This kid looks kind of crazy right here. This guy in the black hat, the black hood and the gloves, that dude looks sick. I had to give it to him. Join and help create this world building fighting game inspired graphic novel. And he puts a lot of debris and shit flying. See, I gotta start thinking in that aspects too. Debris flying. All right. Yeah, this shit looks good. Chain Pain, that's who that guy is? That's who that guy is? Not really a fan of the name, Chain Pain, but it's cool. He looks badass. All right. So this is a fighting dude. This is a fighting comic book with a fighting game type of aspect, and I think what's his name has that fighting game type of aspect too. Shane Davis's Inglorious Rex, I believe that's a fighting type of game too. So yeah, that looks good. Check out that Final Boss. Yeah, I was checking out these games. These are Sleepy Hollow. That's PTP, Patrick Thomas Parnell. Justice Chronicles. Here, let's check this out. Do I have this? Let me make sure. Let me first double check. Make sure I got the sound on. I believe I had the sound on. So we didn't have to do that. All right. So let's go to the video. Here we go. Let's listen to this. All right. You see what you get when you get with that. Patrick Thomas Parnell. He has 7 campaigns already. He's a dude you know that's going to deliver. I can't wait to get my first one out of the way because I want to make sure that people know that I can deliver. And that's what will happen. You will be getting some spectacular work. Yeah, baby. So let's head on back. See what we got to do here. Yeah, so adventure TV, man. We need to get more adventurous with our children. Let them inspire them to desire to do things. Because I'm telling you, being able to use your own talents when you can, if that ever possible, is the thing you want. Is the thing you want. Look at these. Let's show you something. Let me show you something. These characters are expensive.
What I'm trying to bring to you. Fully posable.
Look at how much they want for this. $10,000 for these. Now you're gonna tell me that's gonna be worth more than what I'm showing you? Look at these prices. Look at the prices for these joints. $10,000 up there. Here's one here, $10,000. Here's one here, $10,000. You think that these are worth $10,000? If they're putting the price tag up there, but are they going to be getting what I'm trying to show you with these Wagman? They're going to be 20 inches. They're going to be huge. They're going to be fully posable. Mines will probably get somewhere up there at some point too, but I'm starting off at 4,000. I believe that's a reasonable price, and I'm hoping that it grows from there because it depends on the popularity after the name comes out and everybody sees what they can do, how durable they are. That's what's going to be the determining factors. So, yeah, people. That's what made me want to do this. I'm working on the I'm working on making the rib cage.
Yo, y'all. The rib cage won't be used plastic anymore. I'm gonna try and use sheets like this. It's gonna make it heavier, but I think it will be better than the plastic because I don't know if the plastic is gonna degrade over the years. And I know that this is 40 years old and this is still in good condition. So I know that material will last longer if it's protected with this stuff, right? And plastic, I don't know how long it would degrade, even if it's inside with the silicone coating and the material with the silicone and the glue and all of that stuff. It might help to keep oxidation and all of that stuff, but I still don't know if the ribs will degrade in here. So these are for the next three that I have. This is gonna go on one, and that one, the other one is gonna be cut in half for two other rib cages. So this plastic, it's you see, it's flexible, right, to a certain degree, but I don't know how biodegradable it is.
Yeah, so that's all I'm just trying to make it it's better that there's no plastic, because then it's going to be all out of material, all rag man. So that's what I want. I want to get to the point to where I'm using very little foreign materials. Maybe even for the teeth. Maybe that'll be the way to make it more secure and strong. But it's still probably going to need some kind of a plastic inside to keep the teeth looking firm. I might keep that plastic because I want the lips to be able to slide smoothly over the teeth. I don't want anything sticking and grabbing and possibly wearing out the back of the lips, and you have frayed material and all of that. So yeah, all of that comes from watching those types of programs, watching these types of uh, adventures and programming. This is what made me want to do what I do, man. I'm hoping to get my game up to where yeah, so that I'm fully functioning, because I don't have the time. If I had the time to put my, like, if I had the time to focus in every day like it was a job, I would have had this shit finished by now. But putting my mentality to all my thought processes into it is a difficult thing that I've been experiencing. So I have to like put things aside, because I can only spend so many hours on a thing at a time. So before other things start falling bad, like being able to eat and cook. I be missing hours sometimes where I'm trying to work and then do these side things, and my eating habits get all fucked up, or my sleeping habits get all fucked up, and it's just I can't keep changing up the process. So I'm trying to develop a regimen to where I'm putting in, setting aside certain hours, but that's hard because I don't usually function on a schedule. I just do things when I have the time for it, and that's just the difference. So yeah, only thing left to speak about is my might, the might of might. Yes, might is going to be coming. do my thing. Thanks for coming through, checking us out, and yeah, come back to the Goddom. Welcome to the Goddom. You're welcome here anytime. We're trying to get this. Let me see. I have this. Trying to finish this. I closed it out. Okay, but we're trying to finish this. A few things, the covers, and the avatar for my page for this channel. So we're gonna have the grand revealing once we get that done. Maybe we do some videos when we're coloring it or trying to finish it up. So we'll see what we can do because I'm terrible at live streaming art drawing shows. I've fallen asleep and all that kind of craziness. So yeah, uh, make me sound like an old fucking man. So anyway, I'm up out of here. Thanks for coming through and chilling with us for a while and seeing the types of shows that I used to watch as a kid. Yeah, get back at us if you like what you see. Subscribe, uh, like, share, comment, do all of that YouTube thing, and help us grow the channel so that we can sell more mic to more people. Thank you. I'm out.